Hey guys, Josh here, coming at you today with a new video. First of all, I have to say that I apologize. I am recording this on my iPad, but this is sort of the best quality thing I have right now. The webcam that I have is not very good, and my normal camera, I have to sort of find it and get the batteries charged for it and the tripod and set all that kind of stuff up and get that ready for future videos. But today's video, I'm going to be addressing the situation involving Simone Biles, the gymnast for the United States of America, and her decision to drop out of the 2020 Olympics, citing mental health issues as a reason for her to pull herself out of competition. So I thought, since this is a mental health channel and this is a huge international story, I would attempt to give you my thoughts on what's going on. So obviously Simone Biles really doesn't need any sort of an introduction. I think it's pretty safe to assume that everybody, whether or not you follow gymnastics or the Olympics or whatever, know who Simone Biles is at this point. So I'm not going to waste time going into her background. But from what I'm to understand of the situation, the circumstances that led to her pulling out of competition, it's a little bit confusing. Of course, I know nothing about gymnastics, so I had to sort of read this stuff and listen to her interviews to kind of get an idea of what happened. But from my understanding of what is going on, Simone has been dealing with a lot of stress and pressure and things on her coming up to these Olympic Games. She has sort of been viewed as, maybe the face of the 2020 Olympics. She certainly is maybe the most notable competitor in the entire Olympic Games. And she has said that, the pressure of that to be, to have, not literally, but in a way literally, the weight of the world, meaning the weight of expectations of people around the world to enter a competition like the Olympics and to perform at the level that she has consistently performed in the past has been just crushing on her. It's really taken a lot from her. And remember, she's only 24 years old. She's accomplished so much in her life already that it's easy to forget that she's only 24. So she's been dealing with a lot of this pressure and expectations heading into the 2020 games or the delayed 2020 games. And what seems to have happened is a lot of this stress and pressure has manifested itself in a sort of a unique physical way for a gymnast. It's something that they call having the twisties. And essentially, from what I'm to understand, it is a condition where they kind of compare it to your mind and body sort of feeling separated or not being on the same level, to where when you're going through your routine and you're jumping, doing flips and spins and all that kind of stuff in the air, you completely lose track of where you are, your spatial orientation. And obviously this is very, very dangerous for gymnasts because they lose the ability to be able to land safely on their feet. They can land extremely awkwardly. They can obviously break a leg, break an arm, or in worst case scenarios, they could wind up landing on their head, breaking their neck, causing serious head trauma. So this is a really real situation and medical event that happens among gymnasts from time to time, and it seems to have manifested itself in a big way with Simone Biles, and it may be able to be traced to the stress that she was feeling leading up to the event. So she, after trying to compete in a couple of competitions and really clearly struggling and not being herself, a couple of days ago she pulled out of, I believe it was the all-around women's event. She decided to not compete. Now, since this has happened, of course, there have been two very loud, outspoken groups on the extremes in both directions. And I'm just going to get this out of the way now. This is the world we live in 2021, especially here in the United States, where anytime there's a point of contention or a point of disagreement between groups, it's always two groups of people that are very outspoken and they're always on the extremes. There's no moderate people, it seems, left in the U.S. when it comes to these things. There are two very loud groups, very extreme one way or another, and you either believe that way or you don't. So the first group that has come out has been sort of on the extreme in the positive side. And they have said things such as Simone Biles is a hero, she is a role model, she is a spokesperson for mental health now, she's the new face of mental health, all these sort of things. And, you know, I think that a lot of that is pushing it a little bit too far. I don't think Simone Biles wants to be viewed as a hero for the decision that she made. I don't think she wants to be some sort of icon or something for mental health because of this. I think that this was a personal decision that she made. And I don't know Simone, obviously. I don't know exactly the struggles that she's been going through. But if it was anything like the struggles that I've gone through in the past and that I still struggle with sometimes today, I'm sure Simone feels like she has let herself down, she's let her teammates down, she's let her country down by not being able to participate in these games. She probably has had feelings of worthlessness, feelings of being a failure, things like that. None of which, of course, were true, but when we struggle with mental illness, these are the things that we believe to be true without a shadow of a doubt, and people can't change our mind on these things. So, you know, I don't know about calling her a hero. I mean, I'm certainly proud of Simone for looking out for herself and for protecting her personal health and safety over what, listen, it is the highest honor that you can achieve in that sport and what she's dedicated her life to, which of course is to win Olympic gold in gymnastics. Of course, she has a plethora of gold medals already, but that doesn't mean that you're satisfied and that you're done and you don't want any more. But even on the world's biggest stage for her, she was able to make this very difficult decision. But I kind of compare that to when I was going through my depressive breakdown and the end of last year and into this year. I didn't go to work for 6 months. And it would be like somebody coming up to me and calling me a hero for not going to work because of what I was going through. It wasn't a heroic decision that I made. I physically and mentally could not perform the functions I needed to work. It wasn't a choice that I made to put myself first and all this kind of stuff. It was something I was sort of forced into, really. I didn't have much of a choice when I didn't go to work. I couldn't do it. And I think a lot of that is the same with Simone. I think that she was in a place where she mentally and physically could not do her routines. It was unsafe for her to do so, and she obviously was not herself, and I think that the decision was sort of a forced one. I don't think it's one that she could really contemplate too terribly much. I think she was unable to do what she wanted to do. It's like a wide receiver in football breaking their ankle and then not being able to play the rest of the season. Well, it's not necessarily heroic that the player didn't play because they had a broken ankle, right? They were incapable of playing, and I think that's what's kind of going on. So I know those people are trying to be positive and they're trying to shed light on the situation, and I can appreciate that, but I think some of it is being blown a little bit out of proportion. And of course, I'm not Simone, but I wouldn't want to be labeled a hero or anything like that because I had to make a difficult decision or was forced into something because of my mental health. Now we're going to talk about the other side. The side that has come out in force to criticize her, to call her weak, to call her a disgrace to the United States of America. That's actually a quote from, get this, of all people, the, sorry for my dogs, the Deputy Attorney General of the state of Texas. So if you can name me somebody that's less qualified to make a statement about this or whatever, please do. But this individual decided to go out on social media and straight up accuse Simone Biles of being a disgrace to the United States of America for not competing. Of course, he has since issued some, ridiculously pre-written apology that he obviously doesn't mean. So whatever. But this is the kind of stuff that's going on that people are attacking her for. And, I mean, I don't even know where to begin with this one, guys. I think it just shows how much mental health is just not taken seriously. I struggle to even say misunderstood. I mean, I guess that's a good word somewhat, but I think it's just people don't take mental health seriously. They don't understand what it's like to struggle when your brain shuts down for you. It won't cooperate. It won't do what you need it or want it to do, and you have no control over it. It is a terrible feeling. It is horrible to have to go through that. I certainly know from personal experience, and who are you to judge this young woman for what she's going through? I mean, can you even begin to imagine the stress and the pressure that has been put upon her since a very young age? I don't even know what age she started competing. I would guess it might have been around 15 or 16 years old, because gymnasts typically start competing very young. And even after all the successes she's had and regarded mostly around the world as the greatest gymnast to ever compete, in competition, she's pulled off things in competition that have never even been attempted by another gymnast. After all that and all of her successes, to still sit there and criticize her and say that she's a disgrace to the country. I mean, can you imagine? Trust me, we've had a lot of disgraces to the country involved in sports, okay? Even the Olympics, or Olympic trials. Simone Biles is not one of them. Again, these people have absolutely no idea what she's struggled with, what she's struggling with right now, and then add to that the fact that it's manifesting in something that could be very, very physically dangerous as well, with her losing her spatial awareness during routines and could seriously injure herself. I'm don't know. I'm disgusted at it. I'm appalled with it. But unfortunately, there's just so many people out there that don't get it. They just don't get it. They still have this mindset of, just get up and rub some dirt on it, you'll be fine. It doesn't work that way. And trust me, I'm sure if Simone could do that to compete with her teammates in the Olympics, she would do it. Just like I would have done it if there was some magical cure to my depression when I was struggling with it for months and months and months. I certainly would have opted to take an easy way and fix it, but that's not the way it works. So, I don't have too much more to add, just because I don't know what to say or where to go with these people that are saying these sorts of things. Do I at the end of the day, do I think Simone Biles is a hero for what she did? Like I said, I think that's a little bit of a strong word. I would say I'm proud of her for doing what she did, even though she may not have had a choice to do it. I applaud her for staying there, for rooting on her teammates, for trying to be the best cheerleader she can be from the sidelines. And I just hope that at the end of the day that she finds happiness and she finds peace with her own mind, and to do what makes her happy and what's best for her moving forward, whether that means a return to competition, or whether that means retiring from competition, because it's just not what's best for her in the long term and for her mental health. Whatever it is, whatever her next step is, I hope it's a step forward for her. I think it will be. And to the other people that are saying or think otherwise, you're mean-spirited people that have no empathy, and you don't understand what you're talking about. Because obviously you've never gone through it, or you've never suffered with a family member struggling with a type of mental illness before. And you don't know what you're talking about. So it's best probably to keep your mouth closed and let this young lady do what she needs to do for herself. Because I promise you, it's more important for her to do that than it is to compete for a gold medal at something that pretty much all these people coming out criticizing her for only watch every 4 years, if they even watch it. And other than that, they don't care about the sport of gymnastics. They don't care about the people involved. All they see is people competing for the U.S. and they want the U.S. to be the best, so they need to go win gold. And, nothing else matters, and these people need to sacrifice everything and put everything on the line to try to make the U.S. the best. And it's ridiculous. So, rant time over. I don't want to make the video too long, but that's my thoughts on the whole Simone Biles situation and what has been said by people, on social media and such. And that'll wrap it up. So, hey guys, real quick, before I go, I just want to say, if you enjoyed the video, please do me a big favor, hit that like button. If you enjoy mental health conversations, and you want to be a part of a good community where we're going to discuss mental health, please consider hitting that subscribe button. I know I don't have hardly any content up right now at all. I'm in the middle of continuing to upload the videos from my depressive breakdown from a few months ago. I still have a few videos of that left I want to get uploaded to the channel. And then once I complete that series, moving forward, I'm going to be putting out more mental health content. I'll be reacting. Oh, excuse me. I'll be reacting to stories like this, and also just talking mental health in general. Maybe doing Q&As or whatever. And I'm gonna start getting stuff up on this channel. I'm gonna get my camera situation organized and things like that, so I can bring you better quality content. But other than that, guys, I appreciate it. Thank you for watching. I wish you all the very, very best of mental health, and I'll see you guys next time in another video. Thanks. Bye-bye.